Hi, I'm Captain Tripp with Boat Test, and today I'm with Capt and Shelley aboard Boston Whaler's new 350 Realm.
With the Realm series, Boston Whaler took the center console and its versatility and merged it with a cabin cruiser and all of its comforts. Let's see how they've done.
Let's do it, let's check it out.
The 350 Realm was put together for a combination of entertaining and fishing. The whole design is still the same as that Outrage offshore fishing vessel. So you have a really sturdy, stable ride, even on offshore conditions. But when you're lucky enough to be on a flat, calm intercoastal waters like we are today, the ride is even better. So I can already feel the active trim kicking in. We're in a pretty narrow channel, but the boat popped up on plane very easily. That active trim has the nose in a perfect position. Side-to-side movement is easy, especially with this power knob. If I need to make stronger turns, I feel confident in those turns. The canopy overhead perfectly shades the helm station as well as all of your guests. This is a very sturdy helm seat. The seat behind is really great too.
Our test boat has a length overall of 35 foot 6 inches, a beam of 10 foot 10 inches, and our test weight was 16,900 pounds with 25% fuel and 3 people aboard. The wind was blowing around 5 to 10 knots and the sea state was flat. The temperature was 82 degrees with 74% humidity. The boat was powered by triple Mercury 400 engines turning 18 by 22 RevX props. We found the top speed to be at 6,200 RPM, where the boat went 57.6 miles an hour. Best cruise was at 3,500 RPM, where we recorded 28.2 miles per hour and getting 0.9 miles per gallon. On our whole shot test, the boat reached 10 miles an hour in 2 seconds, 20 miles an hour in 4.6, and 0 to 30 was 7.2 seconds. What better place to start the features on this boat than mentioning the triple Mercury 400 V10s. Plenty of power for this thing. Also, we do have a small swim platform where you can walk around all the way. 3 rod holders here on the back, and under me is a 15-gallon live well. Maybe not for your hardcore tournament fisher, but certainly good enough for some casual fishing. And this is an entertaining vessel, so this is adequate. The cockpit depth is 28 inches. On the back of our hardtop, on the steps that allow us to get to the top, there are 4 rocket launchers and outriggers above. Also, a side entry door, great for pulling in some big fish or maybe just coming on and off the dock easily like we've been using today. To go with our side entry door, we have dedicated storage for this dive ladder. That'd be very handy coming in and out of the water. Down below in the cockpit, there are 2 large fish boxes. The one on the starboard side is actually a chiller fish box.
It is set up well for fishing, but look at this space from an entertaining perspective. First, this chair that folds out.
I'd call it more of a couch.
Yeah, I mean, easily sits 3 people.
Right.
And you have opposing seating with this rear-facing seat when that backrest is in the back position. And there's a table that can go in the center here.
2 tables.
2 tables? Wow.
But then also under this seat, probably my favorite feature on the boat, Shelley. This opens up and you have a chilled storage area. So you can access things in there. But the best part about it to me is there's an easy way to access this. Let's say someone's sitting here, simply open the front, it's clear, reach in, grab what you need, and you're done.
Boston Whalers also thought about comfort back here. They have this nice teak foot rail. It's here, and when you have this backrest in the forward-facing position, there's another one on the other side. Continuing on to the starboard side, handy little pop and release, and we've got our electric grill. I really like that they've not lost any counter space and just moves it up and aside. Down below, a little bit of storage. All the way to starboard, they have teak boarding steps. I really like the added feature of a handhold cutout in the T-top.
Yeah. And there's also a camera up there. So while you're operating the boat, you can see what's going on back here.
Oh, you mean all those people laying out here underneath this sure shade that extends all the way out past the platform?
Okay, that, if you want to watch that, yeah.
Oh, there's some spreader lights up here.
Yeah, that's a good spot for them. And did you see down here, we have our shore power hookup, 1-2 hookups, and also our breakers for the shore power.
What's this for?
So that's a shelf that sits on top of our tow rail. So of course the shelf is always good to have on a boat, but the tow rail, maybe you're fighting a fish, leaning over, getting a gaff in a fish, you've got it there to keep yourself from going overboard. Also, the cleat down below to feed your dock lines up above. Also have a freshwater hookup for your hose. Of course, the JL Audio premium speakers kind of finish the boat off. We can't forget the transom door, which is a solid transom door. A lot of them that you see these days are kind of flimsy, but this one is nice and solid, and it has tension hinges so that it stays where you put it. And at the transom, a hot and cold freshwater shower.
All right, before we move forward, let's check out the mechanical space and those tables you were talking about earlier.
Yes, we gotta see down here.
I always like it when boat manufacturers have a dedicated storage for the tables and the pedestals.
Yeah, especially when they look secure like these do.
And when I'm looking down here, I see a lot of ABYC standards met.
Yeah, there is. And also like how they have these battery boxes under here to cover the batteries, but they put padding on here. So if you want to get down here and you have to do some work, maybe you need to reach one of your seacocks, which by the way, are all easily accessible, which is an ABYC standard. And there's 2 bilge pumps as well, so there's some redundancy there. You have your fire extinguishing system and your Westerbeek generator, along with all of your other fuel filters for the engines and pumps and all the necessary things to keep this thing running right. Everything's easily accessible. And another thing that Boston Whaler did that really impresses me is they have these placards underneath this hatch, and they clearly show what each of my seacocks are. One for my gyro, AC system, genset, overboard discharge, live well pickup, so whenever you're coming down here in a hurry, you know exactly where you're going. And they also did the same thing with our batteries, so I know which battery is for which engine, which is for my gyro, and my house batteries forward. All that stuff is clearly labeled.
In this midships area with the helm seats facing aft, it's a pretty good layout. You've got that receptacle for the table, so you could have lunch or maybe an early dinner out here on the water. On the starboard side, there's a sink, a couple of cup holders, and that wine chiller or water bottle chiller for trips purposes. Down below, there's additional bottle storage. I mean, all in all, you could do some serious entertaining around here.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really comfortable. Not only, of course, the seats are comfortable, but I have 2 air conditioning vents here and these flip-down teak footrests, which just make this elevated seating position even more comfortable. And then this is great for just hanging out in the open air. We got a good breeze going today, but let's say it was cold out, or maybe it was super hot and really stagnant. We could enclose this entire area with the isinglass that is currently stored above.
Also on the starboard side, there's that JL Audio subwoofer, a couple of extra speakers. Down below, we have a drawer-style fridge. Up above, a prep area with some integrated cup holders. And that air conditioning is carried all the way forward.
Yeah, and people may think, okay, there's only 2 air conditioning vents. Maybe that's not enough for the helmsman. Well, actually, there's a blower attached to those to increase the airflow out of there, so you're really gonna get some good cool air coming out of there.
At the helm, we'll start with the joystick piloting for outboards, digital throttle controls. There are a series of toggle switches in all the right places. My favorite of which is the controls for that vent in your full wraparound windshield. Dual 16-inch Simrad displays. To starboard of your tilt-based steering wheel, we've got trim tab controls. There's a JL Audio volume control to ports. Compass in line with the helm, and also up here in the dash, there's a cubby for phones, keys, and there's power up there as well. Up above, there's a lockable cubby for things you want to keep dry, your Simrad VHF, and Seakeeper display.
And also we noticed that they have an intentional cutout in the fiberglass mold up here. I guess that's to allow for more headroom as you're entering the cabin, and JL tweeter speakers. You don't really see those much, but that'd be handy for the captain, a little bit more clear treble sound for him. There's a few extra things here to keep the operator comfortable, starting with this elevated helm pad, which will give you about 6 inches more height to increase that visibility. Also, a 2-tiered footrest and an additional flip-up teak footrest for the passenger. One last thing to mention is the helmsman has easy access to all of his main battery switches, breakers, and keys for the engines. As I come up to the bow, we have handrails all the way forward, which is good. Maybe it's a little rough. You always want to have your hands somewhere, and combing padding. And that brings us to this, wow, there's a lot of space up here.
Yeah, this is a really great space. Over here on starboard, there's a cubby for storage, a couple of cup holders, another JL Audio speaker, and a head unit so you can control the music from up here. And getting comfy. And there's cup holders, in the armrests.
Oh, yeah, that'll really keep you planted where you need to be when you're doing that tight cornering like we were earlier.
It looks like this table goes up and down.
Yeah, I think it does. There's a switch right here so we can lower it all the way down and convert this into one large sunbed, or maybe even just a big casting platform if you're in fishing mode. All the way forward is our anchor locker, complete with, of course, a windlass and freshwater rinse. Then we have 2 pop-up cleats and receptacles for our pop-up sunshade.
Yeah, we probably should have deployed that. We're both looking a little rosy at this point.
Yeah, it's been a couple days, we needed that.
The focus on entertainment that Boston Whaler was really shooting for in the Realm series is most evident up here. All the seating, you're just not gonna find that in a center console with its walkways going forward. There's so much space to sit back and relax up here.
Yeah, exactly. Ordinarily, you'd have a walkway on each side, so where you're sitting, it just wouldn't be there, and also it wouldn't be this wide up here, really, with this much seating.
It is a really great space. They've done a good job.
Yeah, I can see myself being entertained up here. Wait, Shelley, check this out.
Dang, that was loud. There are 2 trumpets up there. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Down here in the cabin of the 350 Realm, with both of us down here, there's still a lot of space.
Yeah, there really is. A good bit of overhead room, big skylight let in some natural light, little port here for some natural ventilation, and a private head. This is a wet head, and there's a plumbed porcelain toilet with a flip-down teak seat, small sink with storage underneath, and a few shelves. Also, a ventilation port.
There's storage on both port and starboard. You have your light switches right as you enter and your JL audio receiver. And this whole space converts into a berth. The mechanism to pull the 2 cushions together is kind of ingenious. It's a really cool way to do it. And there's a TV up above.
Yeah, and good lighting in here, and some RGB lighting as well to kind of set that good mood, just to finish out this nice cabin.
And it's been a fun day on the water. You can really tell that Boston Whaler's put an emphasis on entertainment in this kind of hybrid between a center console and a cruiser boat.
Absolutely, they've done a great job. I'm Captain Trip with Boat Test, along with Captain Shelley. Remember, life's better on a boat.